What's good? What's good, everybody, man? Welcome, man. Welcome back to Tony Real the God Chronicles. Welcome to Tony Real the God Chronicles, man. I have a beautiful, beautiful show for y'all today. All right, I have a beautiful, beautiful show. Sorry about that, y'all. But yes, I have a beautiful, beautiful show for y'all today. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah,
Azriel?
that reception.
Can you hear me, brother?
What's going on, bro? I can hear you, but you're kind of choppy.
Okay. You said I was kind of choppy.
And you're not moving on my screen, so you're kind of frozen.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that's happening. I can see you. I can see you just fine. Yeah, we're both looking good. Let me hold on. Let me turn. For the small handful that's watching, y'all, I just want to check out and see if we are looking good on the other end. What in the world? Yo, look here. Look here. You know what? I'm not even gonna say your name. You know who you are in the text right now in the comments. All this, PlayStation sucks. Xbox is no. Xbox is the worst. It's the worst. Okay. So let me get my guest back in here. Don't be in here disturbing my show. You all right, you little fool. Don't be in here disturbing my show. Okay. So here's my guest. My guest is back, everyone. Appreciate everybody for coming. You know, it's not too many of y'all in here, but that's fine. At least you're here. And you want to hear what me and my guest has to speak about today. I'm trying to see if he's going to be get out of my comments, man. Get out of my comments. Just go watch TV or something. Go watch a kids show or something. Get out of my comments, man. You're just a fool. Okay, so Brother Azriel is having some technical difficulties, y'all. So we just want to give him a second to. Brother Azriel, if you can hear me. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Okay, so can you hear me? What? All right.
Yeah, you. Okay, I see myself now. Now I can see myself.
Okay. Well, what I did was I actually turned on my television to see if we both were, good. And yeah, we're good. You know what I'm saying? We're moving in HD, man. We're good. We're good. Can you hear me?
You're still kind of choppy. You know what? Let me see if that's on my end. So I'm gonna just kind of, walk.
I mean, I can hear you clearly.
See if I can find me a better spot.
I can hear you clearly. Can though, brother.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Oh, there he went out again. Yeah, go on, get out of here. Call me later. Okay. So yeah, y'all just stick around. Just just relax. My guest is having some difficulties. Okay, so you know what? We are 4 minutes into this, y'all. 4 minutes into this, and I haven't even, played the intro, y'all. So let me do that, man. Be back in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let me give YouTube day part. 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds. And hopefully when we come back, Brother Azriel will be ready. 30 seconds, y'all. See you in a minute. right, y'all. Brother Azriel has returned. I was just saying, y'all, hopefully, Brother Azriel, you know what I'm saying, will be returned or be ready by then because, you know, we was 4 minutes into it trying to work on the issue and, you know, and the problem, we were having technical difficulties. So, hey, you know, went ahead and gave YouTube their share. It's all right. So now we're back. Can you hear me better, brother? Brother Azriel.
Hey, you know what, brother? If you can hear me, this is what I'm gonna say. If you can hear me, it's almost like something doesn't want us to talk.
Right.
It's like something doesn't want us to
Yeah,
talk at
something
all.
going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if I wish you could just have some cards and that you could hold it up like that, and then I could read what you're saying, and then I'll just go in on that because something doesn't want us to talk about this.
Your child has been assigned your
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? So how do you hear me? Does it sound like what? I'm fluttering underwater. Like, can you hear me at all? Can you?
I mean, I can hear you, but it's like I really gotta be very still and just kind of hold on to whatever word I can make out, and then try to follow it from that point on, and then it kind of goes to water and vice versa. I just do, and then now I just kind of I'm back now, but yeah.
Okay.
So you know what?
Okay. So we can do the best that we can with what we can work with. Okay, everybody. So thank everyone for coming. I know y'all probably like, oh man, you know, yeah, go, we're waiting, we're ready. Hey man, we got to make sure that these technical difficulties, you know, don't happen all throughout the show. And we have to
Yeah.
also, you know, agree to how we're gonna do the show if we can't get the sound right and stuff. So, you know, we're doing this for y'all. So don't start tripping and don't start sending your little emails and stuff either, because I'm telling you right now, y'all keep sending them bad emails and being disrespectful. I'm gonna block your ass. You know.
Okay.
So
Okay. Just give me 1 minute, brother. I hear you very well. Let me just
yeah,
go get my other stuff. I just gotta come out here to a different area, so just bear with me real quick, brother.
got you. All right. So while we waiting on Brother Azriel, Yahuda Bay, I'm gonna play a little bit of a film for y'all. And it's pretty much a shot fired at the Christians. Yes, I am still on my Christian, you know, shot firing, um, let's just say rant or, you know, extravagant. So while we went on this, brother, y'all pay attention to this little video I put together, this little piece. Shots fired, Christians. Shots fired.
You see the beauty of it, the inevitability. You rise only to fall.
What becomes of us? As you deserve. You reap what you sow. You have heard of this. Assemble the army.
As long as there are those that remember what was, there will always be those that are unable to accept what can be. They will resist.
Spartans!
All right, I'm ready, my brother. I don't know if you can hear.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Now, if y'all want to keep watching that, I'll show it to y'all at the end of the show. So,
Oh
yeah.
man.
So I just wanted to throw that in there. Let you Christians know that shots are still being fired and the challenge is still being offered and put out there. All right. Because see,
That's
one
right.
thing I can
That's
say
right.
is this. One thing I can say is this to you Christians. Even though it's not that kind of show today, I will never stop. So, you know, if you're thinking, oh, well, you know what, all I got to do is just say, hey, well, you know what, I'm going to prove this Bible is going to do. Trust me, man. Not even TD Jakes or Creflo Holla can convince me of that goddamn book. So, you know, so you know what? Go ahead and do your best. Do your works, you fucking chicken shits. Do your works. All right. So, welcome, brother Azriel. Welcome, 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 brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
having me. I appreciate it.
oh yeah, man. It's always, you know what I'm saying? It's always exciting to have you, brother. You know what I mean? You're pretty straightforward.
I
You know what
appreciate
I
it.
mean? And, you know, I say you got that intellectual, straightforward type of, you know, attitude when you explain this stuff. It's like, you know, hey, you know, I'm being nice, but I don't have to be. I just want you to know that. You know, you got that type of, you know, that type of, you know, energy when you meet. But you want people to know the truth. And you know what I'm saying? And that's good to be direct, and it's good to
Absolutely.
be, you know, it's good to be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, responsible with the information, you know what I'm saying, like you do. And you know, you make sure that the right ears hear it, you know. And you know, if not, if the ears that are listening are actually listening and don't want to actually hear it. So I think that that's a good mental foundation, how you talk and you tell people and you give information and you let them know, you know what I'm saying, what's what. Like you're not biting your tongue. You're giving them the real, the facts. And I like that shit, man. You know what I mean? You know, and that's why I say, you know what, hey, we're gonna be doing this a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I hope everybody's ready. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So hey, this brother here, he gonna be coming with it. I'm gonna be coming with it. We ain't finna stop, man. I mean, this is a journey, and when we get to the top of the peak of the mountain, you know what I mean, where ain't no air at, then that means we made it because we did something right. And then everybody's going to be listening. So the topic of the show today, y'all, is why do we fear? All right. So, brother, me and brother Azriel Yahuda Bay, we're going to be, you know, discussing this. But you already know he's my guest. So, hey, we're going to be listening to this brother, the majority. This is my guest, and he's going to be teaching. He's going to be also explaining. So, y'all keep your ears open and let's get it in. So, brother Azriel, you want to go ahead with your open, and then we'll come back and start on the discussion of on the topic.
Yeah. Okay, I will. First and foremost, welcome everybody. It's wonderful to have you guys here. I really don't do too much talking about myself. I'm pretty terrible when it comes to introductions and titles and stuff like that. But what I will say is that I will always come from a soul perspective. Um, Having a human experience, and in this third plane, um, and I will only speak from my own personal experience. And if you guys can relate to some things in your life, then that's cool. But for me, it's to come to a point of mastery of everything that has to do with this right here. You see this? This right here, and this right here, above all things, and to guard this right here. With that being said, I said a lot of things. I believe in self-work. I believe that excuses are tools of the incompetent, and they build monuments of nothing. And those who dwell in that theory suddenly do good at anything at all. So I try to refrain from making excuses. I'm not a perfect man, but I'm a man that doesn't stay down too long, and I figure things out real quickly. And because of those things, I've learned that talking and communicating is one of the most powerfulest things that we will ever be able to exhibit in this body. And the reason why I say this is because of the topic that we're going to be getting into today. And this topic covers a multitude of dreams that have been washed under the bridges and forgotten about for many different topics, many different reasons. But I am a light worker. Okay. Um, I'm your brother, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need. And that's pretty much what I would have to say about that. Like I said, I'm not really good with these introductions, because when you're having an experience, you're always in a moment, in time and in space. So you do the best that you can to make sure that no matter where you may find yourself in transitional spaces, that you always are able to find you. Because if you can find you, you'll never be lost. It's only when you can't find yourself, it's when things start getting really crazy. But my brother, that's all that I have to say, brother. I got my boxing gloves on today, and I'm excited, and I'm ready to get into it.
Okay, brother. All right. That's what's up, man. Oh wow, look at it. Oh, okay. Hey, how y'all doing in the comments right there? How y'all doing? All right. I see y'all. I wasn't even paying attention. All right. How y'all doing? All right. I hope y'all responding and actually know what he's saying and what he's talking about. Um, so so this topic, y'all, is pretty much a basic topic. Okay. All right. And brother, I wanna go ahead and shoot this to you. Saturday, there will be a show coming this Saturday, and it will be a discussion on one of the topics that brother J-Mo had on one of his lives on the Bigo app, and it's called "Describe Your Jesus." And we're gonna have a panel coming this Saturday right here on the show. And there's going to be him, and there's going to be a pastor or a bishop or something that's going to have this discussion with him. And Tune Time will be there as well. So she can only do 30 minutes because of the timing, I guess, because she has to prepare for something or do some work. I'm not sure exactly. I don't, saying, but if you wanted to tune in, man, you could. What's good, Brother Seven? What's good, Brother Seven? Tune in.
Peace, brother.
So if you want to tune in Saturday, or if you'd like to be a part of that panel for the show, just let me know, man. So basically, y'all, the title is "Why Do We Fear?" Why do we fear? Now, let me just say this before I let my brother Azriel go in. Some of us fear because something as simple as we don't know, as having a feeling we don't know, or we have this why something is going on in our life, and because we don't know the outcome, we fear it because we don't know whether it's going to be negative or having major impact on us. A lot of us fear because the very detriment of whatever we have going on in a negative aspect puts fear in our hearts because we know that we're going to have to make a decision that will affect us eternally. But we fear for so many reasons, y'all. So many reasons. Sometimes we just fear for nothing just because we're afraid like that, because the world can be a scary place. You know what I'm saying? And I always say this, the world is the world, okay? The world ain't got nothing to do with, with fear, but people do, all right? So we may think that, oh, I hate this world. Don't hate the planet. It's the people within the planet. It ain't the planet itself. The planet is doing what it's supposed to do. Nature is doing what it's supposed to do. It's just we as a people within the planet, we're the ones that are striking fear in each other. We're using fear as a tactical, weapon. And we're weaponizing it toward each other. It's just not the government or anyone else that's in power in a high chair using this as a tactical weapon to control the very minds and physicalities of what people do and how people live. No, it's also we're doing it to each other. Why does someone need to fear us for them to have an understanding that we are serious about what we're saying? Some people say fear is good. I like when people are afraid of me. I'm going to tell you the outcome to that. The more someone is afraid of you, the more dangerous they become toward you. I want you to think about that, people. Because a person that fears you the most, I promise you, while you sitting there on your giant beanstalk king chair, watch how far you fall from the beanstalk. because
Come
that
on,
person
man.
is willing to do anything to survive you, because that's how afraid they are of you. Think about that while you running out there prancing and talking your shit. Think about
Come
that.
on, man. Come on.
I ain't gonna go in too much, but I'm gonna stop.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say not one thing.
You
I'm
know,
gonna say let it go.
I mean, because it's true though. You know, a lot of people think that fear is it's okay. They'll say, I can see if we're afraid within ourselves, and it's something
Right.
that we're afraid to do, or we're afraid to think about certain things. Like, I can see that. But when you want someone else to fear you, and I have to throw that info out there, man. Someone else to fear you, they are the most dangerous to you, man. And a lot of
Absolutely.
people like, oh well, they scared of me anyway. They ain't gonna do nothing. Shit, you keep thinking that motherfucker ain't gonna do shit. And the minute the day comes, and this is just about the topic, y'all, on why do we fear. I'm just giving y'all, an example. I'm actually giving you facts too, because I've seen this happen. I've seen somebody was so afraid. This dude walked up to him. He was so afraid of this man. The dude screamed. It was like, oh, please don't hurt me. And the dude kept coming for him. And the one that was scared and afraid, he hit him so hard. I have never seen this. That was the first time I saw somebody get hit so hard here in the chin and neck break. I've never seen that in my life. The shit scared the shit out of me. I said, what the? That's all I can say. But he was so afraid, man. He was so afraid. Like, he just did not want to get hurt. Like, he was determined. He hit him
To
so
not get hurt.
hard, and he broke the man's neck. Like,
I believe it.
Somebody shit. I'm like, that man scared the motherfucker, man. So
Absolutely.
And that's why I say you worried about the motherfucker that's not afraid of you when you should be worried about the motherfucker that is. That's the one.
Absolutely.
About. Shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, that motherfucker scared. Yeah. And guess what? That scared motherfucker will kill you too. So you go ahead and keep fucking with him. You go ahead. That scary motherfucker will kill you, man. I'm telling you. That's how afraid they are. They're so afraid to where they may kill you or accidentally kill you. Like, fear ain't nothing to play with. That shit dangerous, man.
No.
It's dangerous.
Absolutely.
But this is all about the topic what we're talking about today, y'all. You know what I mean? Let me stop running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? My brother.
It's all good, brother. It's all good, brother. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all love.
Go ahead, brother. Speak to us.
All right. I'm gonna attempt, okay, family, to go in. But I think that there's some important steps to take before we get so far and deep into this topic. First of all, remember, in the midst of your fear or your adversity, courage is always right there. Just remember that. Okay. With that being said, let's look at how does fear develop. So I'm going to refer to some of my notes, right? And then when I get done with it, I'm going to kind of get out of my notes and kind of go to experiences and just kind of let the energy take over from there. Okay. So how do fears develop? Many phobias develop as a result of having a negative experience or panic attack related to a specific object or situation. And there may be a link between your own specific phobia and the phobia or anxiety of your parents. And this could be due to learned behavior. Now, let's talk about that just for a little bit. because we want to get to the beginning stages. We just don't want to say, oh yeah, fear is just being afraid and this, that. No, 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 no. We really want to paint a picture. So the link between your own specific phobia and the phobia of your parents, and how energy work is that when we are in the womb of our mothers, the mother has such a wonderful and um it's a phenomenal role that you ladies play. So much goes on, so much energy. The child is totally dependent, on the child. But let's say the mother, it hasn't done her self work. Let's say she's still under trauma, some real serious things, and the pregnancy is not really smooth. But the kid comes out, everything's all good, and life goes on. And the kid develops and grows, and later on, you start to see certain symptoms, certain traits that are very familiar within that bloodline. Okay. Some people call these things generational curses. You can name it whatever you want to, but be able to identify it and be able to understand what your role is. And so I shared that information is because a lot of these fears, they come from experiences which we relate to these things as trauma. Now, why do we fear? Okay. Now, it is programmed, family, into the nervous system and works like an instinct. From the time we're infants, we are equipped with the survival instincts necessary to respond with fear. See, let me say that again. Not the whole thing, but from the time we're infants, we are equipped with the survival instincts necessary to respond with fear, not courage, fear. Okay. Because what is programmed? And how does it get there? Through phobias. Okay. All right. Um, so it equipped for survival instincts necessary to respond with fear when we sense danger or feel unsafe. Now pay attention, family. We are born with only two innate fears. Only two. The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Now go back with me. As children, it's very traumatic for a child to fall down. Very terrible experience. It takes a lot to stand up on those legs, taking those very few steps ever in your life. And then to fall down could be very traumatic and create a bad experience, a phobia, a specific situation here. Loud noises, bang, boom. Oh, the eyes get big. You see the kids do this right here and they don't know what's going on, that type stuff. Okay, these things, they resonate. And we may say, oh, it's okay. These are things that happen in life, but these are our two innate fears that come with us. Now, everything else from that point, family, we build up because we grow and we have many more experiences. We just don't stay there. We have many more experiences. Now, just imagine the unresolved problems that don't get explained right. Those things go back into your subconscious, but I don't want to get too far off topic. So fear starts in the part of the brain called the amygdala. Okay. All right. A threat stimulus, such as the sight of a predator. So just seeing the predator triggers a fear response in the amygdala, which activates areas involved in penetration and in preparation for motor functions in fight or flight. Okay. So, and check this out. I want to share this because I don't think this is really heard a lot. So fear is an acronym. Fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. Okay. There's no true threat of immediate physical danger, no threat of loss of someone or something dear to us. Actually, nothing there at all. Fear is an illusion, something we fabricate in our own minds and pretend it's real. The only one that won't understand that is the one that hasn't conquered their Goliath yet. Remember, in life, we have our experiences, and this is a very thin line of distinction. Some may say, well, fear is a good thing. That's fine. Fear works for you in that area. But as we keep on going on, we're going to find out at the end of this whole ordeal. My job is to challenge you. in your thought process. If you decide that you want to stand there. Now, mind you, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't need my permission. I'm only here to show you a different side of the tracks, a different side of a spiritual, of a soul understanding. Okay. So is fear a choice? Is fear a choice? And yet living in fear is always a choice. We could choose to live in that invisible force of fear, or we could choose a different storyline, one of hope, possibility, and connection. Whichever choice we make, we will shape our responses to events and our relationship to each other. Now, let's kind of talk about that a little bit. So, however you decide, it will shape it will shape your destiny. These events, once again, we will classify these things as trauma. Now trauma doesn't have to be negative, family. So if I have to and I start feeling energy, I'm just going to change and just insert another word. Fuck it, because I'm not trying to make anybody stumble. Let's just be very clear about this. Okay, so as we start to look at our choices and dealing with unresolved issues, and starting from childhood, that we have two innate fears, and we build from that all the way on. So things that are unresolved and questions that our parents can't answer properly for us, or our pastor can't answer from us, these things actually trouble your soul. Okay, and will also resonate things that are not beneficial for you. Okay. So, and remember, the oldest and the strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. And right there, many people stumble right there. They just collapse and they fumble down. They just can't get it right. Their equilibrium is off. Their abdubla oblongata is off. They don't know what is up and down. And so they become complacent, and that's cool. I mean, like I said, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Didn't I say that? So, but at the end of the day, this is something, family, that's a choice. Fear is a choice. It's always inside of us to protect this body. But if you're going to elevate from a soul perspective, this is what you guys would call a spiritual stuff, a spiritual awakening, walking in the spirit, that type stuff. But actually, you're just embracing who you are as a soul. And it's really just that simple. It's really just that easy. Okay. So can fear control you? Well, let's continue. Fear is our most powerful emotion and the one that motivates us the most. We can look at history. You can go out there to Germany and talk to some of the people that survived Hitler and ask them just how powerful fear is. You can go around the world, around the country, and you just ask people, what is stronger, fear or love? You'll be amazed what hits the top. Let's keep on going. Fear is our most powerful emotion and one that motivates us the most. It is a survival mechanism that dates as far as history, and an instinctual reaction that helps us stay healthy and alive. See, right there. This is where a lot of people stay. Oh man, fear is a good thing. And they stay right there because it can be proven that sometimes you can feel things and things aren't really a threat. The potential is there, but that's not the reality. The potential is there. I feel this, man. I know that he's got it. The potential, he can do this, but the reality is different. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's continue to go. If we survive a bad experience, we never forget how to avoid it in the future. And most of us at these particular times, this is when we start building shit, fam. You know that. You know what time it is. Y'all hold on 1 second. We start building up walls. We start getting in relationships. People start lying to us. And then we start realizing that you trying to dupe us. And some of you motherfuckers ain't going to go for it. You'd rather blow up the school, hit them in the head, DDT a motherfucker, let them know where you coming from. Let them know what state you from. Let them know what block you from. Let them know who your cousin is. Everything comes out, right? Now I got some examples that I want to share. Okay. So I got 10 examples. I got many more, but we're going to start with these 10. America's top 10 fears in 2021. Y'all ready? Let's hear some of this. Loved ones dying. Number 2, loved ones becoming seriously ill. Number 3, mass shootings. Number 4, not having enough money for retirement. Number 5, terrorism. Number 6, government corruption. Number 7, becoming terminally ill. Number 8, hate crimes. Number 9, high medical bills. High medical bills. And for you guys to sit there and be like, oh man, how the hell can that be, man? Shh, don't say nothing until you're there. Some people got family members in them hospitals and it scares them to death if they can't get their meds and they can't get what they need. Okay. And number 10, widespread civil unrest. Okay. This is for you guys that talk about the war and these things coming and pretty much a lot of America's just not ready. Veterans and those people that are trained got some kind of advantage, but nobody's fully prepared for a war. Overall, health issues and public violence emerge as the most pressing worries, with financial strain, distrust of government, and environmental concerns looming alongside standard fears like slimy creatures and car crashes. And comprehensive studies revealed 45% of people are experiencing more daily anxiety and fear than they were 12 months ago. And after a year of isolation and conflict, the idea of losing loved ones generates a great deal of fear. 65% were afraid of the death of a loved one, and 1 in 5 people were afraid of losing relationships due to political differences. That's right. Y'all heard that right. Right here in the backyard of America. And another recent study found that 69% of people feel trapped in their routines, and only 3 out of 10 people are happy with their lives. These are some very terrible, terrible stats. People feel stuck in their careers, stuck in their relationships, stuck in the daily grind. And if we do nothing about all these stuckiness, right, it just intensifies as time goes on. Without realizing it, we wind up putting our dreams on the back burner. Now let's talk about that, because what's the corporate behind that? Fears. Fear will always be there. And fear also births out limited beliefs. If you all have ever heard that before, and a limited belief is something that you believe to be absolutely true, and you're not going to cross these lines, family. You've already made up your mind, okay? And for I've never seen this more evident than in the religious section of our experiences being humans. It seems to me that when it comes to our religious or our sacred, holy things that we deem to be sentimental to us, is where there are boundaries, and that's cool. Okay, I'm not going to punch nobody in the head, but I'm saying I've never seen in all of my dealing with people where the most cases have been where it came to things that are holy, like a marriage, holy matrimony, or my God, my religion, my brethren, and outside of that subconference of their understanding, they are absolutely terrified, some of them, to step out of that and deal with information that they do not know. And simply because they do not know that, they deem it sometimes not to be true, simply because it was not taught to them. But life is the master teacher here, family. All right. So why do we fear? Let's get into it. I wrote down these things, and I want to share this. Slaves to trauma. There's a lot of slaves to trauma. And this is my definition of that. You surrender your courage when confronted by adversity. And what I mean by is this: soon as adversity comes your way, you don't deal with it. You don't even hang around. you're gone. You're like a horse. You smell the storm before you can even see it, and you're gone. You're out of there, you know. And there's nothing wrong with it. It keeps you alive. It keeps you alive. But you never know what's on the opposite side of that rainbow, do you? You'll never know what it's like to go through that darkness because you never hung around. You always took off. And there's nothing wrong with it. Trauma has a way of beating your ass. Remember, family, you're not responsible for your trauma, but you are responsible for your healing. And when it comes time to your healing, you need to make sure that you're holding the reins and you have complete control over it. And I mean, absolutely 100% with everything that I got, you make sure that you have complete control over that. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or indifferent, for hell or for heaven, for better or for worse, you are all that you got, my friends. And at the end of your life, you will realize that it only takes a little bit to bring captive all thoughts that will keep you from living a wonderful life. And I mean anything. Okay. Then there's protectors of your own pain. Protectors of your own pain. And that means you don't talk about it. There's some of you guys that have so much pain that you are afraid to even grow, afraid of success, you know, afraid of being able to be the first one to graduate from college and to deal with other people that may not be as smart as you, ridicule you. So because of that, some of you guys don't even go to college. Yeah, true facts. You'll be amazed at some of these reasons and some of the things that I have heard. I've seen fear keep some of the most talented women that I have ever seen in my life that could sing, that could just sing like a bird. And because a man didn't want them to sing because he was jealous and insecure within himself, she never went there. I'm not gonna put her name out there.
Let me add to that, brother. I don't mean to interrupt, but let me add to that.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
And you know what? You're right. You are right. Because there's a woman, and she's actually on the app with us, you know,
okay,
and can sing. I mean, the woman can sing so beautifully. Her voice is so possessing and so beautiful. And so you ever heard those, you know, those bench stories about how mermaids would be singing so beautifully to lure the men in? Like her
right.
type of beautiful, when I hear it, it just lures me in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you doing? Why aren't you singing?
Right.
What? And she's afraid and she's very shy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, and I was like, why? What's wrong? She was like, I don't know. I'm just so shy. I'm like, oh man. I said, man, you gotta. I said, the world deserves to hear this shit, man. She was like, I don't know, man. I was just never, you know, really thought about it like that. I'm like, you got to get out there, man. I said, I will buy every album, every album, just to hear your voice. I'm like, you can sing. I'm telling you, heard this woman. If you heard, I'm telling you, this is one of those voices that can calm a beast with no problem. Like a huge beast from space, a giant creature type, like that kind of voice that will calm that kind of like, man, say, I'm telling you, if you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh no,
it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I'm telling you. It's so beautiful, man. I be like, sing. Wow. Every time I see it, I be like, can you just sing something? You ain't even gotta talk. You just sing. That's all I want.
Right.
You know, and I was like, you know what? Let me start. I had told myself when I said, man, I gotta stop listening to this woman. You know, I said because there's some power here. You know what I'm saying? There's some power here. I said, I don't want it to take over me. You know,
Absolutely.
You know, I'm like, hey, powers are real. Shit, that shit is.
They are real. They are real,
man. You know, that's just like the singer Kelly Price. Sometimes I try not to listen to her I'd be like, God damn it, she can sing. Oh my God. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like if I hear her playing on
Some
the
of
radio,
these,
I turn that shit off, man, because I'm like, no, because I know I'm gonna
yeah,
be in a trance. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's so beautiful, man. Like I ain't afraid to admit that shit. You know, if a
I mean,
woman
neither,
has
man.
a voice that's so
Absolutely.
beautiful, so pure, just God, oh my God. Oh my God. I'd be like, stop. You're killing me. Stop.
Right,
But it's
right,
that
right,
good killing,
right.
that good stop, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, stop.
You know, it's. I know we're laughing about it,
Yeah.
and you know, it's sad. Um, you know, because when we personally know people like that, you know, you can't really tell nobody, you can't force nobody to
Right.
live their desires.
Mm-hmm.
We can't force you, family, to live
Mm-mm.
your desires. I mean, I can lay down the kingdom of heaven, and it doesn't mean not one goddamn thing to you if you
Right.
don't put the effort to walk inside it yourself. Then all my work is in vain. I realize that, as sad as that is, man, some of the beautifulest and wonderful souls that I have seen in my life, some of these other souls got a hold of them, and these beautiful souls submitted themselves to these other souls,
Mm.
um, and they you know, procreated and, you know, made other souls, which is nothing's wrong with that, family, at all. But the life path, the destiny that beautiful soul was supposed to do, it never did that. Never.
What's
Never
good,
did
J
that.
Mo? Brother J Mo in
What's
the
going
building.
on,
In the
J Mo?
building. What's good, brother?
Yeah, yeah. What's good, brother? What's good?
Yeah,
And and so
J Mo, I do not know how to say your name. The my Karu, did I
my
say it right?
the makaru
Yeah, is it my
karu.
Karu? My Karu? Okay, or Makaru? I'm not
Yeah,
keep going. I don't want to mess his name up. Uh, but yeah, what's
yeah,
good, brother? What's good? Glad you came and see the show. Go ahead,
yeah.
Azriel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
Mhm.
The last thing I was talking about was protectors of your own pain.
Right.
And you know, we have a way of solidifying our trauma. Instead of going through the healing process where we can heal and actually move on, we actually stay stagnant, and we use it as a crutch, as one to keep certain things that are familiar because of the traumatic the traumatic experience. And what this does is it keeps us in a place of operating from limited beliefs, and we develop a system within ourselves that we fortify each day and solidify through our deeds. Show me your faith and I'll show you my works. A lot of you are showing works, but these works that you're producing, that they're operated out of place of fear. And earlier I was talking about the subconscious mind, and as we start dealing with the subconscious mind, it makes up 93% of your reality, family. It makes up 93%. It means true voice, and abs-
Communicating. My
absolutely,
Karu.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We was just
yes,
trying to figure out how to say your name. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? As
right.
far as the meaning, appreciate you looking out on that, because you know what I'm saying, you not only helped us, you know, I guess, saying the name right, but you also gave us the meaning. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Uh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
cool name, man. You know what I'm saying? Sound like yeah,
yeah.
J Mo, you sure you wasn't a pharaoh? I mean, shit. I'm just saying, bro. You sure you wasn't a pharaoh, a great ruler, I don't know, gotta look into your background, bro.
Right.
Check
Oh
out his
man.
bloodline, you know
Oh man.
what I mean? But yeah, go ahead,
Absolutely.
brother.
Um, yeah. So when we have trauma, family, I guess maybe to kind of paint a better picture of what I want you guys to see is that it is very important that we do not rush this process.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to actually understand that during this process, with us coming full circle within ourselves is very important because yeah, fear can be a healthy thing. I will say that. Yeah, it can be a healthy thing because if you lack the skills, you know, to protect yourself, and the very first thing that runs through your mind, you know, because you're seeing something that's very unpleasant, how can any man judge you for running? You know, but there comes a time where you're going to have to give an account for that because while you're running, you're not being productive because you have energy that you're running backwards with and not forward. And then that energy that you're moving with, you see what I'm saying, is really actually not adding to you, but it's taking away from you. And though you live another day, you're totally terrified and you're operating in a very low because you're operating in a low vibration, problems manifest from this particular place. And fear is the main corporate that sits at the helm of this. Now, I said already today, earlier, and I'm going to read it again, that fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. Okay. There is no true threat of immediate physical danger, no threat of a loss of someone or something dear to us, actually, nothing at all. Fear is an illusion, something we fabricate in our own minds and pretend is real. Now, like I said before, the potential of danger can be present. It's like being in the ocean, you're seeing a great white and you're not in no cage. The potential of you being gobbled up by a 30-foot great white shark is nothing for the shark. It's everything to you because you don't know. Now we're dealing with fear of the unknown. This is fear of the unknown. And now the phobias are really kicking in because you're seeing this great massive shark just swimming around. The shark don't want to mess with you. It's just curious why you there. You're not supposed to be there. Humans don't swim with great white sharks. So the great white shark knows this. So it's coming to check you out. But for you, it's a whole new different experience. You know,
right.
you're not worried about what Mr. Shark is coming to investigate because you're in the water. You want him to get the hell on. So you're pooping in your pants. You're doing all kind of shit because this thing is massive. Now let's peep out the scenario. Now let's step out of that. Now, do you think that fear that shark is going to pick up those vibrations? Probably. You may smell a little tasty because I'm pretty sure it puts out that same type of vibration that a seal would do. It probably puts out that same vibration that all the other prey to the great white puts out because they know what's up. They know that they only got so much time to get in that water, get what they need, and get the hell out. And some of them don't make it. So when that shark picks up that fear, it may make that connection that you're prey. Okay. So I just wanted to use that type of analogy because in life, there's many sharks that do not swim in physical water, but they do swim amongst us and they can touch us and they do have teeth, but these teeth don't bite you in the way. I mean, since we're dealing with teeth, a lot of people say when a great white bites you, you don't feel the actual ripping or anything. You feel the pressure because of the PSI on that bite coming down. I mean, you don't feel anything until he starts to do this. As soon as it starts to do that, you start to get shredded up because now you have the teeth doing this. See, this is life, family. This is adversity. This is our trauma. And every time that life comes your way, and you have unresolved issues that you're not taking care of, these things will become that great white shark. Stop pooping in your pants, man.
Yeah.
Let's stop that. You know what I mean? Sometimes these sharks, that's their home. That's not your home. And some of you guys, you scare your damn selves because you're in places and in transitional spaces that you do not need to be in. You know, simply because your man is from the hood, you may not be from the hood. So where he can go, you may not be able to go. And it's okay. Stay in your lane. Don't add to your fear. It's not cool. You don't have to prove nothing to anybody because you're trying to be somebody. If being you is not enough, then you're operating in fear. When you're operating in yourself, there is no fear because you're operating with courage, and you should have courage because you're you, and there is nobody like you. And if you can't be comfortable within your own skin, then that means you were too scared anyway to even walk amongst those people that have done their self work. And I'm not here trying to throw shade. I'm not here trying to throw weight. I could read all day, but it will mean absolutely nothing to you if you do not have the love for yourself to do for yourself. And that's what this is all about. I'm an advocate of self-work. I say this on apps, and you know what? I say this in real life. And even if it was no YouTube and you couldn't see me right now and you was in front of me, I would still say the same thing. Fear is something for you to control and something for you to master. You're born with this. It's in your genes. Simply because you have it doesn't mean you need to be controlled by it. For you mountain climbers, simply because you know how to climb a mountain doesn't mean that you have to climb a mountain. But some of you guys that do that, sometimes you slip and you fall, and actually the consequences are catastrophic. And it's the same exact thing when you're dealing with fear, family. It will literally snuff you out and cause you to not be able to progress and move on to these next levels. Don't take this lightly, family, because if you don't take care of it, what you're going to do when you're out there fucking around and making babies and stuff, you're going to inject that same type of energy into your child. Okay? So stop that, man. Stop that. It's one thing for you to live in fear. It's a choice. It's a choice after that. We're not responsible for our traumas. I'm not holding no man or staking any man to any cross because they've been through a catastrophic life as a kid and everybody fucked you over. And everybody done lied to you. So you gravitated to rap artists, you gravitated to motivational speakers, you've gravitated to revolutionists and great speakers all throughout history, and you built yourself up with that. Just don't lose yourself within that. You still have a purpose too as well. And that purpose is to not create an image behind another man, but actually to be the embodiment of the exemplification of who you are actually supposed to be, operating in the capacity of where you're actually supposed to operate from a soul perspective, letting your light shine before men. See, this is how the Bible should be talked about, and this is how it should be put into perspective so that the people can literally understand. And when we start, since we're dealing with fear, let's go here too as well. They say the first step of knowledge is fear of the Most High, right? Now, the very first thing that we hear, the very first thing that you feel when you hear that Bible verse as it relates to fear, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Now, as a father, for me, and I have children, I don't want my children to be afraid of me. Now, if I spank my children or I'm coming against my children with some issues that that fit the situation to get spanked, that's what's going to happen. It's going down straight like that. Facts. You see what I'm saying? And but just for that moment, it may be a fearful thing for them for that moment. But the overall picture is not for them to live and operate in that fearful moment, because I have the capacity to get them in check in a way that they don't like, creating an experience or a trauma for them. With that being said, for all the fathers and all the mothers who have children, we understand this. This is not the goal to have our children to be afraid of us, but it is the goal to be able to have our children to understand that we are your guardians. We are not your masters. We are your guardians because you are our offspring. And so therefore, with those things being all considered and being true, it is absolutely imperative. It is absolutely imperative that we take this seriously by actually putting in the steps in the work to stop blaming your mom, to stop blaming your father for your life. Stop blaming the system. That really actually will feed you lies. And you have a right to be mad, but stop blaming them. Once you understand the gig is up and you understand how they get down, you actually complaining about it anymore. You shouldn't, because they don't care about you. You know, let's stop using these excuses, because what that does is it protects fear, and fear protects the trauma, and the trauma keeps you locked down as a slave. And then you start making excuses for the trauma, and then fear breeds fear. And then what else do you have after that? Literally, what else do you have after that? At the end of the day, family, why do we fear? Why? We fear of the unknown. We fear really because we don't know who we are, and we damn sure feel we fear doing self-work. I think that's probably one of the most scariest things, is to work on yourself. What you think, brother? I think that's the most scariest
Wow.
thing that people can really actually do, because they're looking for the boogeyman outside of themselves, but
Yeah.
actually they're dealing with they're letting King Kong live
Mhm.
inside of themselves.
Yeah. Right. You know what, brother? I got to say, man, you know, I felt like I was at a inspirational concert. You know what I'm saying? That was very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Very uplifting, and you know, and you know what I'm saying, and very you know, informative. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I was able to even even be able to sit here and hear it, man. And I'm a hopefully, you know, all y'all that's watching, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, y'all got something out of that as well. You know what I mean? That was powerful, man. That was powerful. And I, you know what, and
I
I
mean, I
agree with
appreciate
you.
you, brother.
And we all should be trying to take you know what I'm saying, take some advice from this, some guidance from what this brother just spoke about, because we all do still have that great white shark that circles around us time and time and time
Mm,
again, and we can't seem to stay out of
mm.
its habitat, out of its territory.
Can't
So
can't.
we
Oh wait.
must conquer. All right, we must conquer our fear. We must conquer our giant, conquer our beast, conquer our King Kong. You know, we need to conquer it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, when you're around people, let's just say this, and you're around somebody, right? And they say, you know, I'm not afraid of anything. Okay, and
Hmm.
it's two things you can witness here. If you look at a person and they look you right in the face and they say they're not afraid of anything, but you see a bit of worriness in their eyes, they're lying. Okay,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right. They just telling you that to make themselves look good. All right, just to fit in with the crowd of all the tough
Absolutely.
people and shit. All right. But
Right.
if somebody tells you that they're not afraid of anything, and you don't see that, but you see flames of fire and explosions and shit, you see the confidence, then I would tell you right then and there, that motherfucker mean business. And he truly not afraid.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
okay.
you know, he's speaking from the heart, not just from the mind. He let you know, hey man, I ain't afraid for what? For what? You know, this is the type
That's
of
right.
world we're living in. And I've accepted everything that comes with it. Whether I live through it or I die through it, I will not fear again. And that's someone that's determined to, you know, to not only not fear, but also conquer that fear within them. And they've conquered it. If somebody
Right.
tells you
Right.
that they're not afraid to die, believe that shit. What the hell is wrong with y'all? I mean, do
Come
you
on.
know how many people are not afraid of death? You can sit here and
Right.
say all day, "Oh, I kill you." You think they worry about that shit? They like, okay, well, what's wrong with your killers?
Mm, mm.
You
Yeah.
know, so y'all, I'm just saying this because there are a lot of fearless people, all right, on earth with us. And I just want to just let a lot of y'all know that you cannot scare everything or everybody. There are
That's
fearless
oh
animals
man.
out here. There are fearless animals.
Yeah.
Fearless animals that
Yeah.
are not afraid of humans. If you
Absolutely.
think
Not at
you are
all.
the top of the
Not at all.
predatory chain, you are sadly
Oh
mistaken.
man. Hey, you know what, brother? Hey, brother, right there. I want to interject right there because
Yeah,
I just don't study things that's applicable to us as humans. You
right.
know, I love nature and I love animals,
Mm.
and some of these animals are very phenomenal. Did you know that the elephant has 68,000 muscles in his trunk?
I was told it was
You know,
about 68, but I wasn't sure.
yeah, yeah, it can actually just crush you with just nothing.
Yeah, just the
And
trunk.
when we look at yeah, and when we look at this, we walk around here talking about beast mode. Now you go out there to the Serengeti, you go out there, tough guy.
Yeah, you go
You go
ahead.
out there, You go out there, Mr. Muscle Bound Man, Mr. Olympian. Let's
Mm,
get the big guys. Let's not mess with the small guys. Let's mess with the guys who could really chunk you and knock you down. You put them
yeah.
out there in the Serengeti. I'm trying to
Mm,
tell you, man, just a baboon will take him
yeah.
down.
A
Just a
baboon.
baboon, the ones
Yeah.
with the one with the colorful red butts. And do you
Yeah.
know that when their faces turn red and they have all that color, that means that they're sexually mature. And
Mm-hmm.
so when they're sexually mature, they tend to use that as it's an error. It actually puts out a signal to the other young males. They normally sit up under this dominant male because of the color, and he shows them his status by how many female baboons that he can mate with. Now, can you just imagine? And the baboon and the female baboons, they have an option. They choose their mates. They
Mm-hmm.
literally choose their mates. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no forcing anybody. You're gonna marry me or anything like. No, it's actually a
Mm-hmm.
reverse. I mean, even down to the birds. They literally come
Mm-hmm.
down. Some of these birds, the females and the male who has the colors and stuff like that. I can't remember the birds. I think it's the moon bird. And this bird is all black, and its chest is like blue, and then its mouth
Mm-hmm.
is blue, and under here is blue. And so it'll actually put on this whole dance and dance all day just for the female to say, no, you're not worth it, and take off.
And you know what? That's
Now,
good. And
now
another
imagine
thing,
the
let's
fear of
throw
that
in there.
bird.
Wait. Let me throw this in there. Let me throw this in there. And another thing, yeah, you see how in that very aspect, the female chooses. You see what I'm saying? She chooses the
Hmm.
mate,
Yeah.
which means
Hmm.
message to all of you dudes out there, all of you fellas, which means you already the prize. Not the
Yeah.
other way
Yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But it's changed hands over time. You see what I'm saying?
It has.
So
It has.
we should be the ones. You're like, oh, I hope she choose me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
And
You know.
and, and you know what? And another thing too, as well, if we really want to look at it, no, I mean, even from an animalistic perspective, no female wants to be with a mate in the Serengeti that has fear, because there is no fear out there,
Yeah, true.
because there's too many things that will eat you. So and the reason why she needs a strong male and the genes have to be strong is actually for their children, so that they can be strong, so they can have a fighting chance. Because out there in the wild, a lot of those newborns don't make it.
Yeah, they don't.
That's why when the turtles are born, they're trying to haul ass to the ocean, because there's birds, there's seals, and they know, and they'll just go pick them off. They can't, you know what I mean? So out in the real world where we don't see, because we're in the cities, we're in Harlem, we're in Cali, and all this other stuff, man. It's amazing the things that I see us as being the top of the food chain, and as communicators, how we make excuses from living our destiny, and it causes us to not find that mate. And so it affects our relationships. And so fear definitely runs rampant as we
Mm-hmm.
start to look at relationships between man and woman, because of unresolved issues that stem from the beginning, like I said, which were phobias,
But you know,
our traits that
brother,
were go ahead, brother. Go
Azriel,
ahead.
but you know, a lot of times, I've spoke to a lot of women about this, and some of them disagreed, and some of them, they agreed. when I was talking to them, I was saying, a lot of times when a lot of saying males tend to miss their mate because of fear, it's because of the female's response. You know what I'm saying? So you actually literally, and if y'all can disagree all fucking day, I don't give a shit, ladies. You have to accept the fact that you are sometimes the reason for the fear. It's because the response, your energy you give to that male that is trying to approach you because they're interested in you. Okay? And then your very response will determine that very confidence in a male. But when you sit there and you acting like you all that, you bitch, you put that fear in that male. And it makes him lose confidence. It makes him lose that self-worth. It makes him have that low self-esteem because you turned him down so horribly. So when you do that, and I said, bitch, I don't care because that's what you acting like. Shit. You know what I mean? I don't call you a bitch because I hate you. I call you a bitch because you acting like one, man. Stop doing that. It's a better way to approach, you know what I'm saying, another man, you know what I'm saying, with better responses. Y'all, that's what I'm saying. This is all a part of the topic, y'all. We talking about fear here. What makes
it's all fear.
Why?
Everything.
All that. Yeah. So we ain't talking about relationships and No, this is just a part of the topic on fear and how people get it and where it comes from and why we have it. Okay. So don't lose me, y'all. Don't lose me. Stay with me.
Right. And to add on to what you're saying, I mean, this stuff is very relevant. And I do want to say this because we hear these terms as strong black women. I know that I've heard this, and this is my understanding, as I have dealt with very outspoken, very successful women that have actually not just had trauma in their lives, but actually became masters of their trauma. And so I will speak from this particular thing, that the fear that and I've had conversations with them too as well, that the fear that I realize that comes from us as brothers when we're dealing with a woman of this particular caliber is that a lot of these men that these women are finding in their path are men that really simply just haven't done their self-work. It's just as simple as that. And so what happens is that it's unfair because years down the line when the so-called Mr. Right comes in, y'all ain't trying to play no shit anyway. Y'all been, doing good all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And these unresolved issues that us as brothers have, we need to get that shit right, because this is what I will say, that, and this is my experience, that, the women, and I do believe that some of these, strong black women, that the best thing that they could do to tone down is to not speak so much, because some of them are so strong that when they speak, you can hear the energy, and you can't really, I can't fault them for being so in tune to who they are from a soul perspective, and for them actually doing what is necessary for people like us that do our self-work. You know what I mean? We do the same exact thing. What gets lost in translation is when we got people that are trying to hook up and link up with one another that have hurt, issues, and needs that they have not taken the time or maybe had the brother or the sister in their ear to help them to configure some things out. And so they're jumping from one trauma into another trauma. So one relationship into another relationship. And what that is that it's saturating the whole community. And the whole community is ablaze with this type of mindset, these type of experiences, and then these queens that are coming up, they're seeing this, and you know what? They don't want to play no games. They don't want to be a victim. And then the brothers, you know what I mean? We're like, hey man, I don't want to deal with no crazy bitch, and so forth and so on. And all this stuff is fear of not just being who we are, because when you're who you are, you're not worried about anything else, and people will really just flock to you simply because you're real, simply because you've done your self-work. And
Right.
Tony, if I'm wrong, you correct me, brother, because this is what really heroes are made out of. We're not made out of iron like Iron Man is depicted in Marvel. We don't look like Wolverine. Some of our skin tone, we have melanin, so we can't be Wolverine, but we do the exact same things as Wolverine. You know, we don't look like some of these Marvel superheroes, but what we have done is done our self-work. You know, we may not always be right, but we're never wrong when it comes to us working on ourselves, and we're not
But wait,
ashamed to
brother.
admit when we're
But wait,
wrong.
but I
You
think
know what I
I
mean?
think it's but I also think that it's really just more of I see but I think it's just really more of, you know what I'm saying, like I was saying earlier, you know what I'm saying, the response to the approach. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Oh yeah, absolutely,
listen,
absolutely, yeah.
we can say that brother has all the self-confidence, all the self-worth. He knows himself, knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he wants. I mean, he's ready. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to that approached response, that can just, let's just say, out of all the confidence in the world he has, all the self-worth, all the everything, he's all put together, ready for the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, love women, love, you know, talking, you know what I'm saying, to women. But all it's going to take is that one woman to give him a response. And before any woman say anything, ain't nobody talking about, well, you know, that's just maybe because what he doing. I look here, man. One thing y'all gonna know about Tony Tone, I ain't with none of that shit when it come with the females, okay? It's sad to say, I'm not with the you know what I'm saying, you know, the women empowerment like a lot of y'all think I am, okay? I ain't with that. I look at everybody as a person. All right, as a person, you're a woman, I'm a man. We have our own personalities, our own needs, our own standards. Ain't no one better than the other. So don't come at me with that woman feminism shit. Don't do it, because I'm telling you, I'm not going to listen. Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Me, you know, that's just me. Okay, I've seen
I hear
way
you.
too
I hear
much
you, brother.
in my time on this planet for these to be sitting here worrying about what the hell you women can say about me or against me. Say whatever you want, but you know that you play a part in breaking confidences, just like the men do. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that.
Because of what you have went through in your life. You've been broken. You've been hurt. You've had so much, you know, pain and suffering in your life. The minute someone thinks that, hey, she's beautiful, wow, I'm going to go try to talk to her. And instead of you responding with, you know what I'm saying, respect, you respond out of hurt or out of disappointment or out of anger or out of, I don't feel like it. Well, he doesn't know you. What made you respond that way? He just walked up to you and tried to speak to you. And I would say the same to men too. But nobody does it more than you women. So, you know, hey, I'm just saying, ladies, relax. Stop putting I'm going to just say it like this. Stop putting the fear in these guys. A lot of these guys get afraid to talk to women because of how y'all respond. You know what I mean? Not a lot of guys like to be turned down disrespectfully like that. And it fucks them up mentally. And then they can't go talk to the next one.
Yeah.
Because of what you did, how you responded to them. They thinking she probably going to respond crazier or even more out of line. Like, you know, you got to, come on, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave a trail of breaking people down like that. Don't have a trail of disappointment and destroying people's confidence levels. Okay? He was confident enough to speak to you. And he left there like, damn, what did I say wrong?
Hey, you know what? With you talking, hey, you know what? You're right, brother, man. And with you putting it like that, you know, I want to come back at it a different way. You know, because I remember me coming up and you know, hollering at the ladies, man. And I remember some of these ladies, man, would look at me and be like,
Yeah.
that type stuff, and and see, I was a young man at that time, man.
Yeah.
So I was like, what you mean? What you mean by that?
Like,
And they're like,
yeah.
boy, bye. That boy, bye. Yeah, I ain't got time for
Yeah.
that. So I didn't even get to say anything. How I was gonna say, boy, you wasted my time.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I just say, okay, and so I remember that I was a young man, but I really never fitted in anyway. But I still could concur to what you're saying is that, ladies, when you're out there and you're and you're having your experiences and you're beautiful, you're gonna have a lot of guys to come and talk to you. And I'm not asking that you sign autographs and stop what you're doing, but be nice to us. If you're not interested in us, say, hey, I'm not really interested in you, and I'm trying to tell you, right, you may be a good dude and whatnot, but I'm just not in the mood for it right now. At least let the brother know that, and it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with his
Yeah.
approach. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's cool. So if dude steps over that line and starts getting disrespectful, I mean, at the end of the day, that's a different subject. That's a whole new different program. But do your due diligence, man, because if I'm hearing about a shortage of black men, dating black women,
Right.
and how they're going to other different nations of people, I mean, a lot of that has to do simply over conversation. If we can't talk
Right,
together
man.
and we
Yeah.
can't if we can't communicate, then how in the world are you going to expect or force or put pressure on any man? And we can't talk, and nobody likes to fight a lot. Nobody likes to live under a roof with anybody. And ladies, I'm not jumping on you because, man, we niggas too. And so we get into it and nobody likes it. It's unfair to the brother. It's unfair to the sister. And if you have children, it's unfair to the sister. And it doesn't mean that you are not good people. It just means that you're not good for each other. Okay. And
Yeah.
it does not mean that, it does not mean that simply because you guys are trying to get together and work this thing out, that you guys are totally wrong. But self-work has to be before this, because getting involved in a relationship doesn't make those pre-existing problems go away. It just intensifies. And what that does is it causes more trauma. And that more trauma makes you more reactive to brothers, especially when they're coming a certain way. And just like Tony was saying, get away, go on, boy, bye. That type stuff, man. And it's just rude. You know what I mean? And so my main thing is just put it out there, ladies. If you guys don't want us to be talking to you, just say, hey, man, put it out there. Let it know. Let it be known so that when brothers start crossing that line, they can't say, oh, you was just rude to me. Oh, you didn't even give me a chance. You didn't even hear me out. I couldn't even get out of the gate. Do you know how much confidence that I had to build up to just come and talk to you? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So we can eliminate a lot of these things, because a lot of this stuff is happening in middle school, fam.
Yeah.
This happened to our future. This is where it's going down. If it went like that for me in middle school and junior high, you know what I'm saying? And I was a rebel and I just didn't fit in, man. So I just did my own thing. But there were some other brothers that I used to counsel, my homies. And my homies would say, man, she's just stuck up. Or that bitch over there, man, she's just all in herself. Oh, man, stay away from that group over there. I would hear this stuff at like 8 years old, 10 years old, man.
Yeah.
And I would hear that. And I'd be like, man, where are my homies coming from? Why are they telling me this? Because I wasn't really dealing with women like that, man. I was into filming. I was into my craft. I was doing my thing. But see, those brothers out there, they were hitting skins. You know what I'm saying? They were doing all that type of shit. I mean, it was a full scale. But as an older man now, I understand. And it's time for us to start stopping that, because this is where it's happening. And you know what? And trauma breeds trauma. If mama's trauma is not dealt with properly, what mama's going to do is pass that on to her daughter. So when the daughter goes through a traumatic situation, the mother is going to say, hey, man, that's just a way of life. And rather than helping the daughter find ways of healing themselves, what you did was taught them to prepare themselves from nothing but trauma. That's what you did. You prepared your children to only prepare themselves for trauma. There was no reassurance. in any type of bringing it in. Let's have a family meeting. Let's talk about this subject. No,
Oh,
just expect this, and it puts them,
what if she
and it puts
passed?
them in a subservient.
Right. No,
Go ahead, bro.
you can continue. I just wanted to just interject real quick. And what if she
Go ahead.
passes up? What if she is passing up the very man that could have made her life shine because of that trauma, because of how you raising her, because of how she feels that men are, or how she feels what she's been through, gives her the right to respond that way and create that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, that bad confidence, and destroy someone else's confidence and put that fear into that other person. Didn't even know how much time or how much strength it took them to come out of that fear just to come and fearlessly speak to you. You don't even know that, but got the nerve to respond the way you did. Didn't consider anything else, but just, oh, well, he don't look good enough. You want to look at the face and how to find, okay, all right, whatever. You got a right to choose, who's your type, who you like, who you want to be with, who you want to mess with. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you another thing. What else messes with people? What messes with people is when you sit here and you holler about that a man got to love you for who you are and what you look like, whether you're big, small, or little, then guess what? You need to love that man for who he is and what the fuck he look like, whether big, small, or little. Okay? There ain't no one side shit here, baby. Shit, ain't no one side.
Yeah.
Don't ask me
to
tell you
some replies off of that one.
Huh? What you say, bro? I ain't hear you.
I said, boy, you gonna get some replies off of that one right there, man.
I'm just saying. All this old one-sided shit. Well, because we women, we that's what we can do. I don't give a damn. Not with me. Shit. Yeah. Okay. Don't ask me. Do you look fat in that dress? Don't ask.
Hey, you know what? You know what? You're so right, man. Because like I said, I come from a soul perspective, and and I don't like nastiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like that.
I think that there's a time and there's a place where you have to be, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be hard pressed to validate that in your everyday life, because a lot of things are choice. Just like as I was reading through my notes, I said that to live in fear is a choice. To live in fear is absolutely a choice.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it all starts with self. And
look, y'all, don't lose us, okay? We talking about fear. Don't lose us, y'all. Don't lose us. We ain't attacking nobody.
Right.
I always want to like to clarify. You know how I like to do it. I like to clarify.
We're not.
Yeah, we're not talking about nobody. We're not disrespecting. This is about fear now.
Exactly. And the deal is too, family, is that and I want to come back around to this and say this one more time, just so that it can kind of sink in. When you're dealing with your subconscious, family, it's very important to watch your thoughts. What you think about during the day, if it's very negative throughout the day, when you go to sleep at night, your conscious mind goes to sleep. Your subconscious mind does not go to sleep. It's like a gem on dope. And so what it does is it's your guardian angel. We've heard this before, but now let's really pinpoint what this guardian angel really actually is. It's you. It is your subconscious. It keeps a record over all things. So the thoughts that you have in your head where you say only God can judge me, who would know your thoughts other than you? Who would know your thoughts other than you? So when you go to sleep and this portion here goes to sleep, this back portion reciprocates your whole day. So if you was mad at for ladies, if you mad at your husband, your boyfriend, your children's ain't acting right, your mother-in-law's not acting right, but that was on the forefront of your mind, and you let that just totally immerse you into a whole bunch of negative thought patterns. When you go to sleep that night, and you don't do your shadow work and you don't get those things off of you, what your subconscious does, it wakes up and it says, well, today was a very interesting day and I must serve my master. My master dwelt on anger, fear, and resentment. Therefore, I must keep them busy with that because that's on the forefront of their mind. And so now you start reaping what you're sowing. And then you complain about it because you don't know
Right.
where it's coming from. And you wonder why all these men are just the same. They're all bad. And vice versa for you brothers. All these women, they're all bad. Your subconscious says they're all bad. And it puts that record out there. So the only women that's coming your way, all bad. All bad.
All
And
bad.
so for you, now you can make rap songs because it's real. So now you solidify it with you surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Now misery loves company. So now you get to the point where you become so attached to the point where you're not working out your trauma. See, you remember those terms I told you about, protecting your trauma? All those things start coming into play. So now you remain sick. You remain sick. And see, that's what Jesus was down for. That's why he came down here. And he said that healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people need a doctor. But what Jesus was talking about was you doing your self-work. Doing your self-work. Let's keep things in perspective because see, self-work, you realize that there is fear that's inside of all of us. You're born with two innate fears when you are born. The fear of falling down and the fear of loud sounds. And everything else that you may have as far as a phobia is concerned, you have built thus far, whether you did it on yourself or whether you had your guardians or whether life experience has taught you these things. It added to your palate. So now it's up to you when you have this information, because remember, you're not responsible for your trauma, but you're responsible for your healing. So when we get this information, now we don't have any excuses. We must change our environment. Now, if you don't change your environment, exactly what Tony said, now the bitches come out. Now all this other stuff, because now you're aware. It's one thing if you don't know, family. It's one thing if you don't know, man. I will never, ever go on anybody that don't know. I've been doing this for a very long time, family. I've been doing this for a very long time. And I say this out of self-worth. I never asked to be a spiritual anything. You know, I was just content with just being who I was and figuring just some shit out. But that wasn't like it for me. And I'm all right with it. I'm not complaining. Self-work, family. Self-work will help you identify the fear that's in you so that you can take care of it. So you can stop making excuses. So you can stop constantly hurting people that constantly come in and out of your life. You see what I'm saying? In and out. People start coming in and out of your life. No one's staying around you because when you don't love yourself, nobody can stay with you because you can only hide that for so long.
Right.
You can only hide it for so long. Let me tell you, because all it takes is to get with a real person that really did their self-work, and then we're going to see it. We may not talk about it immediately. We may let it ride, but then we're going to put you to the mantle, and we're going to say it's time for you to start doing this. And at that moment, that's where most people start leaving in fear. Fear of failure, fear of being successful in a marriage or in a relationship, fear of being able to be the first of your family to break a generational curse, fear of being able to stand in front of people and say, "Here I am," and not be concerned about your title and what you had to work for, and putting up a title in front of yourself rather than putting you. You see what I'm saying? It is fear, the driving force that keeps us to the point where we can't come and unite. We can't have a black unity. We can never come to there because of fear. We can never be able to move together in a new Jerusalem, in a new world utopia. We will never get there, my friends, because of fear, because it is an individual thing that you must work on. And no one is going to do that for you but you. And this is why I can say with pinpoint accuracy, because every day, family, I work on myself. And so when I'm coming and I'm very expressive, it's the passion, man. But this shit is fucking hard, yo. Real fucking talk. It's hard. Yeah, let me tell you how hard it is. Because when you deal with real gangsters that's about that life, they rather shoot the shit out of you.
Yeah. And do it that way. They rather end it right there with that bullet than to fucking deal with your ass.
Yep.
All right, how you doing, David Mackey? What's good? I see you, brother. Sister Mika, I see you. Fire. That's right. You know, and you know what?
Right.
There's a long list. Yeah, brother Jamo say, yeah, that's the gospel. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's the gospel.
Hey,
You know, and
yeah,
look here,
yeah.
man. When I tell y'all, man, that fear is the number one emotion. Okay, because look, if it wasn't, then why does this great power, all right, this physical power that lives among us, is using it to control us? Because even they know it's the number one emotion. Okay,
Right.
fear
Right.
is
Right.
something that you do not play with. It may seem real, but because I know it gives you that tick, I can use it to control every aspect of you. I can make you stay in line. I can
That's
make
right.
you spend $1 million
Mm,
just because you're afraid to lose your home.
mm,
Hey,
mm.
it's a long list. I'm telling you, fear is
Oh,
used the majority of the time in your life. It's always that
mm.
fear. And you know what? The biggest one for that I say that
Come on.
I've seen
Come on.
so far.
Come on. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
the
I think I know where
biggest,
you're going.
the biggest that I've seen so far that people tend to fear is the fear of losing. You see
Hey,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
ooh. Oh
You
man, you
know?
know what? Hey, you know what? Losing, and you know what? And also, I would have to throw this up there with that,
Mm,
and the fear of being wrong, the fear
that
of being
too.
wrong,
That too.
because that spirit is pride.
Mm,
Pride hates being wrong,
right.
hates being
Right.
wrong.
And you know what? And a lot of us got a lot of pride. A lot of us got a lot of
Hmm.
pride, man. I'm telling
Hmm.
you. Because when
Hey,
you're wrong. But at the
yeah,
same time, you have to accept the fact that you are wrong. Because a lot of us don't like
exactly.
to be wrong, man. We hate
Hell to
that
the
shit.
no. Hate that shit.
Be like,
Hate
wait a
that
minute, wait a minute.
shit.
I'm talking from
Hey,
my experience. Well, your experience is wrong.
hey, you know what, Tony? Hey, you know what, Tony? What I found
Yeah.
out is, if you really want to get strong and you want to
Mhm.
never have no enemy and nobody can really actually stand before you, is
Yeah.
be bold in your imperfections and work on them. So that, just like what we're talking about, a lot of us, have a hard time being wrong, especially when we're on public platforms and you have multiple people looking at you. At the end of the day, when you actually say, "Man, I'm sorry, I messed up on a public platform," it's not really a bitch move or a low move. Actually, I disarmed you, because if I come to you and you say I did something wrong to you, and I say, okay, well, I'm sorry, I messed up, and then you because you have trauma, and
Mhm.
your dad did that to you, and you got passed around by the system,
Mm.
and you didn't start out that way. You was a straight cat, but during that time everybody fucked you over, so you build up those walls and stuff. And so now, because now somebody like me who's done some self work, I say, well, I'm sorry, you want to go in on me. Now if you do that, I'm gonna let you go forth on it, because it's not about you, it's about me. It's about, remember, family, life is not about what you accomplish, it's about what you overcome. I
Yep.
have overcome embarrassment. I have overcome shame. I have overcome my imperfections, and I'm still learning. And when I offend my brother and my brother say, "Yo, man, I don't like what you did," guess what? I apologize. My brother doesn't have a case anymore. If my brother
Mm.
wants to be a dick and continues to keep going on, then all that's going to do is show me that there's some issues in him that I have graduated from and he has not. So now it's imperative for my brother to vent, because this is therapy for him. For me, it's practice. It's practice, because I've done this before, and I don't, like I said, I don't say this out of arrogance. I say this out of self work. And so, Tony, that's all I'm trying to say, brother. A lot of people don't want to be wrong, and so they'll throw you up under the bus. They'll throw me up under the bus, because rather than them to be wrong, they'll lie first. They'll
Mhm.
lie first. Some criminals or some rich people that did wrong before they be brought to court, they'll kill themselves. because they were
Yeah.
cowards from the beginning. They did all this shit, but when it came time to the law coming at them, they couldn't deal with the heat. They couldn't accept accountability, so they took themselves out. And that's fear too. Fear of accountability.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. You know, and I've seen, and you know what? I think that's one of the problems, and this is not an attack on you women, but I think that's one of the problems that you women have is fear of accountability. You have fear of accountability more than men do. I've seen that. You know, y'all don't want to be held accountable for shit, you know, at least for the most part. Shit, at least for the most part. But other than that, there are so many people, you know, that's like a child. A child will always be afraid of accountability because they don't want to be held accountable for what the hell they did. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, they fear that shit. You know what I'm saying? They fear accountability.
Right.
Man. They fear that shit. And the minute you catch them, what you doing? Did you do that? They'll look you right in the face. No.
Oh yeah.
So when I see people, you know, especially adults that are afraid to be held accountable for their actions, it's like looking at a child. It's like looking at a child, and you're a whole adult, but you acting like a child right now. You know, and then they get upset because, I ain't no child, don't call me no child. Yeah, but that's what children do. Your actions is what children do. So you want me to call you that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'll let you stay in that mindset because that's the mindset you got. Okay, I'll let you keep that. You determined to be right about that.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And so another thing I want to say is, you know, hey, and you know, fear comes from all sorts of, you know, of aspects of our lives. Okay. And if you don't believe that fear is the number one emotion, I want you to ask yourself something. Ask yourself, would you really, okay? And this is dealing with fear. This is dealing with fear. Okay? Now, this is going to be a question that you probably be like, oh, well, why would nigga say that? You know, I would. No. Because, see, everything going to be running through you. But I'm going to say this. Fear is this. If you know, how you know that you really do fear, put yourself in a position that is so tremendously dangerous that you said to yourself and to others that you would be able to handle if it were to happen. All right? Let's just say when you say, I jump in front of a bullet for you, would you really? Would you really? Because bullets hurt and they kill. But would you really technically jump in front of that bullet? And for, you know, say for those that you love, would you really, really do that? Would you really, really, save somebody from hanging from a cliff, knowing that by saving them, you could progressively fall? Think about the shit that you say when it comes to fear, people. Would you really be prepared when fear is looking at you right in your damn face? Would you really be ready? Are you really prepared for that shit? Because if you never stared fear in the face eye to eye and survived to tell the story, then right now you haven't conquered your fear. Don't give a damn what you tell me. You haven't conquered it.
And another thing too as well, that when you run the substances and you get liquored up and you smoke your troubles away, you sex your troubles away, you gamble your troubles away, you lie your troubles, your problems away. I want to share something with you. You're not doing anything but feeding your monster. Remember, fear is energy. It's an energy, family. And if there's one thing I want you to remember, energy does not die. It keeps on going. Remember, you're on that. This avatar that you have is on a time limit. So if you want to deplete yourself of your life force quickly, reside in these particular areas, and it will drain the battery in your back.
Wait a minute,
Okay?
brother. Wait a minute, brother. Hold on. Hold that thought. Don't forget what you were saying. I just want to respond to this real quick. This comment. So just Marsha, you say can't have faith and fear in the same energetic space. Now, my brother just told you what fear was. It was energy. First of all, faith is the belief of not knowing, but just to believe. Okay? Fear is something that is known because it's an energy. It's a known fact. Okay? So what I will say to you is, yes, you can have them both one and the same, but you choose to separate the two because your faith is depicted on what you believe in as an omniscient, omnipresent God, a spirit of a God. Okay? And you separate that because you feel like they both have two different components and it's all the same because even your God feared at one point. Read your Bible. It's sad that I know your Bible better than you. Even your God feared at one point in the Bible. Your God was even ashamed of creating you. You hear what I'm saying? So when you put that type of statement in the comments, Sister Marsha, know what you're saying before you put it up there. Okay? So yes, they can both be used at the same. You know what I'm saying? But it's depending on how you put them together. You talking about faith, but if you're going off faith, that means you don't even know if you're going to die at the end of the cliff. You just going to go off faith and jump the fuck off, right? That's your faith. That's a faith that I would rather not be fucking a part of. But I get what you're saying, though. But we ain't gonna go with the faith shit. Let's not do that. Don't come here with that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I really appreciate you coming to the show, but I'm a non-believer, so don't come here with the faith because I'm gonna put some logic to that shit. You get where I'm coming from, brother?
Hey, I understand your terminology, brother. There's you like I said, I believe I carry the same thing. I believe that as a Christian, I was told faith, and faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. And we walk by faith and not by sight. I understand. I understand. Yeah. I understand those scriptures, but I use a parable like this. When I'm on duty and I have my sidearm on me, I don't have faith that I got my sidearm on me. Right? I know I got my sidearm on me, and I know that it's racked back, and I got one in the chamber and it's hot to go. I know that because if I have faith that is there, and I get into a firefight, you know what I mean. It's the wrong time. It is the very wrong time for me to have faith. I need to know. I don't have time for faith in my life. Of the job that I wear, I have to know. I know that I can die tomorrow. I mean, it comes with the contract. I don't have faith that I'm gonna die. I know that it can happen. So my training, I had to literally have. I can't have faith that I believe that I have training. I literally have to know that I have training.
Yes.
Just like when we talk about putting on the full armor of God. You can't have faith that you have the armor on. You have to know that you have the armor on.
Exactly.
You have to know. So, and when we know, we actually are operating in the works. So now that would be what Paul was saying. Show me your faith and I will show you my works. And so that's pretty much what I'm talking about. So I totally agree with you, my brother.
Right. We ain't finna. Yeah, but we ain't gonna make that the matter at hand because that's not the topic. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that response. I really appreciate your response, Jess Marsha. You know what I mean? But I think that it was in good intentions for you to hear both of our perspectives from that response. And thank you for being supportive and coming to the show and watching, okay? And
respect, Marsha.
No disrespect, sister, okay? but you did need to hear from two different, people from two different perspectives. Okay, so when it comes to faith, we're just not fans of it. Okay, all right,
Right.
you know,
And here's another thing too is when we're dealing with faith that she mentioned and we can move forward from this. When
right,
we're dealing with fear is a fact. We don't have to
it's a
have faith that we
fact,
have fear. It's a
right,
fact.
hmm
And it'll be evident because your heart will skip a beat, and you'll it will seize your soul. That's how real fear is, because you can feel it. You literally can feel it. And faith is just, it's good to have faith, but faith, you're still in the study stage. You're
hmm
still, in the learning phase. And this is just my opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Trust me, I'm not putting that down for a long shot, because a long time, like I said, I was a Christian and I walked by
hmm
faith, but I only did that when I was in the church. When I left the
right,
church building, I was walking by what I knew. You see what I'm
right,
saying? I always separated that Bible from my reality when I left church, because I grew up amongst niggas. I grew up amongst gangsters, and see, and they had their own belief. You know what I mean? But what they
hmm
knew was the streets. They
yeah,
didn't have faith in the streets. They
they
knew the
knew the
streets,
streets.
and
That's
they
right.
were they were good at the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so at the end of the day, um, that's what I'm coming from. I'm not promoting unhealthy lifestyles or anything, but I just wanted to kind of jump on the bandwagon with that as
And you
well.
know what?
But
One last thing before we move on. The
yes.
only reason why you believe that to be true, that you can't put faith and fear in the same energetic space, is because faith leaves you always questioning. You see what I'm saying? Faith doesn't give you fact. It only gives you something to believe in, but it doesn't give you fact. So you can't.
Mm,
So you're having a hard time putting that in the same energetic space, as you so say, is because you're doubting the fact that faith is even factual. Because with faith, you can't find out or figure out if what you're believing or the very implication of what you're believing is true. So you just step out on faith. But and let's just shorten it down to this: faith, something that you just implicate to be true. Fear, something that to be factual. So let's not
mm.
let's not linger on that. So I'll leave you with that, Marsha, and I think you probably would need to maybe go and read your Bible or do some more studies when it comes to fact, or
Mm.
fact and fiction. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. So when we talk about fear, yeah, you're right, brother J Mo. Faith is ambiguous. You are correct, brother. So when we talk about fear, what I'm saying. What is like your last remarks, brother? You know what I'm saying when we talk
Okay.
about fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go
Absolutely.
ahead with your closing remarks, because we got to get out of here. We put a little bit of time into
Okay. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
sister,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
sister's comment. But I actually want us to go what we got.
Right.
About 7 or 8 more minutes. Let's go ahead and hit that mark real quick. So let's go
Right.
about another 7, 8 more minutes, and then
Okay.
we can get out of here. So what else you can tell us about? What else you can elaborate about fear, brother?
This is really my thing about fear, is on the field. And what
Mm-hmm.
I mean by on the field is that this is real time, where you really actually have to like field dress yourself. Soon as fear grabs a hold of you, you can feel your physical anatomy literally change very rapidly. At that
Mm-hmm.
moment, it is absolutely imperative to catch your breath, to catch yourself. If you don't catch yourself, then you're going to actually fly off. It's the fight or flight stage, and
Right.
more than likely, the people that can't process that, you're going to just take off and leave. For those that do our self work and processing, we catch our breath, we slow our mind down, we slow our heart rate down, we can stop the precipitation, and then we can start to figure things out. Because fear is a healthy thing, but fear is very unhealthy. too as well. So it's kind of like an oxymoron. In closing, what I'll say is this: fear is in your head. Remember, we're not responsible for our trauma. You're responsible for your healing. But if you're holding on to the trauma, you're just reliving a nightmare. And you're keeping it alive because you're justifying it because you're protecting your own pain. And you're protecting your own pain by not being transparent and talking about it. So I mean, so fear can be eliminated. Fear can be controlled, but it's going to take work. And that work is every single day. Because remember, life is the master teacher here. She is the master teacher here. And she will always let you know where you are in your life by how you handle situations. And that's really what I wanted to say, my brother, in regards to fear, because I totally believe that, the potential of fear is there. The potential of danger is there. The potential of a loss is there. But that's not necessarily the outcome. It's the outcome which is the final judge and juror and executioner of that experience that you call fear. Right. So if you walked away from a situation and you didn't get hurt, then really what was it to fear? If the reality is that those things didn't happen, but they could have happened.
And you know what? And by them happening, what could possibly be your response to that situation? You know what I mean? Could your response be self-confidence? Could you be confident in that matter? Could your response be paranoia? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or the fear of getting hurt? Could your response be arrogant? Could your response be civil? Think about it, people. You ever get in a situation that's bad, that would cause a lot of tension? Because I've been in the room when it's filled with bad energy and tension. And trust me, I was smelling all kinds of fear in there. Everybody was giving it off. But the confidence that they had to stand overpowered that fear. So what will you do in a situation that brings fear? Because there are many situations people will fear instantly if someone put a gun to their head. I don't give a damn how confident they are. Right. They're afraid. Right. They're afraid. They just ain't showing your ass that.
Right.
you know.
And another thing that I also wanted to say too, Brother Tony, is that real quick is that, family also too, be careful who you hang around with.
Yes.
Because some people, some of your friends, though they may be looking strong, they may have unresolved issues. And see, one thing about fear is not emotional. Remember, it's energy. And whatever your attention is on, you draw it to you. Okay, so remember that. So if you have
we both stated earlier it was an emotion, so we take that back. So we won't try. So y'all won't try to put in the comments and email trying to say we contradicted ourselves. So yeah, we take that back. Yeah, now you can't say we contradicted ourselves because we just said
there you go.
Take it back. It's not an emotion; it's energy. Now, boom, there you go, brother.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, yeah,
I have to clean it up. I'm like, ain't be coming for us, man. Fuck that shit. They ain't be coming for us.
Hey, you're right. Yeah, fear is okay. How about this? Fear is energy, but from our avatar point of view, it's an emotion. So we're dealing with energy. We're dealing with energy from a soul perspective, meaning our immortal self. But where we have this cross on us, which is this flesh, which the only way that it responds to this trauma is through emotions, and that emotion is called fear. So I didn't want to. So hopefully maybe that'll clear it up. That it's kind of both. It's an energy because fear doesn't have a body. Fear doesn't have a body, but we can be the embodiment of that and try to place fear or project fear on somebody else. But fear is not a body. It is what it is. It's energy. Yeah.
So, brother,
absolutely.
Brother, and I appreciate that analogy, man. It's always a a gift, man, to have your analogy man, on the show, man. So,
absolutely. I appreciate
it. Narrow it down, brother, into a few words. Why do we fear?
Okay. We fear is because we fear that if we dare be ourselves and step out and reveal who we truly are, that we will not be received um, in our essence of what we were created and designed to be. I think that that is the true beneficial. I think that this is a true statement, because when we step out to be who we are, we actually are saying that we are okay with being wrong. We are okay with not being going along with the masses. And that stirs up a lot of pots right there. That stirs up pots in the religious part of your life. That stirs up the pot in your political part of your life. That stirs up the pot in your social life. It stirs up every aspect of your life when you dare to be you. I think that that is the reason why that fear is so relevant, and why we fear is because most people are still not really stepping into the fullness of themselves. I believe that they do work to some degree to be strong, to be speak about certain things, but I think that there's still yet blocks and still yet fortified walls around people's hearts. And when you have fortified walls around your heart, you're really actually not living life. You can say whatever you want to say to anybody else, but the truth is, when you're not living the full potential of your life, because you're still a slave to trauma. And the reason why you're a slave to trauma is because when you're yourself, you raise above trauma. You have to become you. And there you become the master teacher of your story, the director of your script. And you rewrite a narrative. And it is possible, fam. And don't let nobody teach you different.
Damn, that's right. Powerful, boy. Woo! I hope y'all got that shit. Yeah! Shit, I just had to do it.
Got to be more careful.
I'm sorry, man. I felt that, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shit, give them the truth, goddammit. That's right. Because that's what's happening, man. That's
absolutely
we fear. Because we fear of being who we are. We fear of accepting what we are. We fear of accepting the choices that we make and the outcomes. We're afraid to be what the fuck we are. Shit.
Man.
Oh my God. Look here, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please contact me. And Tony Reels all right, at gmail.com. Shit. Download the Bingo app. Download the Bingo app. Follow me, your boy Tony Real the Gun, and brother Azriel, man.
That's right. Right. That's right.
Also, if you like to donate to the motherfucking channel, man, hit your boy up on that Cash App, man.
Y'all support the channel, man.
What?
Support the channel, family.
What?
Support the channel.
Say, man. What? Y'all can't say, man, hold up. Y'all can't say we ain't going in on this topic. What?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on now.
I'm telling y'all, don't do it.
The gloves are off.
Hell yeah. Because that's what's going on, man. This all with fear, man. That's what's going on. And I see it
right.
a lot.
A lot.
People are afraid to lose. You got some people afraid to win. Like,
and you have some people,
man.
And you have people that are afraid to live.
Yeah,
you have some people that are afraid to live.
Yeah,
you know,
that's crazy. Afraid to fucking breathe. What is wrong with y'all, man? Get it together.
Let's get it together.
Man, we getting out of here with a bang, brother Azriel. Thank you for coming again, brother. Once again, and it's always a gift to have you, brother. Man, this was fun.
My pleasure.
You know, great build, man. I hope everybody enjoyed the show, man. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, brother Azriel, and everybody that I will be having another show. Y'all make sure y'all tune in Saturday. I'll be bringing back brother J Mo.
That's right. Yeah.
He coming to the building. He coming back. He coming back. And he bringing some friends.
My man J-Mo.
He coming back.
Oh.
Right? I know y'all see the upcoming events. We're going to be talking about some shit. you know, and I get it's gonna hurt a lot of you Christians' feelings. But just to let y'all know, brother J-Mo is coming back. He in the building this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this shit. And he bringing the pain. He ain't bringing mercy. He bringing pain.
That's all he does. That's all he does. That's all I know him for.
He bring, hey, y'all better get ready, man, because hey, Mo coming. He'll be in the building this Saturday, man. And also, Sister Coon Time. If y'all remember from my last two shows, when I had her on the panel, and then I did a show with her about community leadership. Y'all go check that video out. She did really good. You know what I'm saying? The sister answered all my questions, you know what I'm saying, respectfully and with a lot of confidence. And that sister is a very, very powerful leader in her community. And I hope that she succeeds into anything that she does in that community as far as leadership, anything else she'd like to pursue. The woman speaks with a lot of conviction and a lot of power. And I'm going to tell you right now, the sister don't back down.
No, she don't. Not too tough. She is. Yeah, man. She's something else. Yeah,
she don't back down, man. I'm telling you, that woman does not back down. It will take for you to actually say,
absolutely.
Tune Time, hey, you just look, you're too high. I need you to come down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she'll start going. When she starts going, she will go. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
All love to you, Sister Tune Time. Shout out to Tune Time and Brother J-Mo the God, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out, family. Shout out, y'all guys. Come on, yeah.
Man, you know what it is. So don't forget, y'all, this Saturday, all right, 7 p.m. Central Time, my time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But if the times change somewhere, I'll put that out. And also, if you have not downloaded the Bigo app, do that, because May 7th, we will be doing a cookout. I forgot to tell you about that one, Brother Azriel.
Yeah. Doing a cookout. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna be going live. I don't know who platform we're doing it on. I think it's gonna be either a Tune Time platform or J-Mo's platform.
Okay.
But I wanna get this out right quick. Because she sent me this. Yeah, she sent me this earlier. Okay, so we got a cookout May 7th on the Bigo app. If you have not downloaded the Bigo app, download the Bigo app and follow all of us. Me, J-Mo, Tune Time, Brother Azriel, everybody. Okay, so May 7th, it'll be from 12 noon, starting at 12 noon and ending at 3. And it's a Bigo cook-off. All right, y'all. And there will be a $50 cash prize to the winner. All right. There will be a presentation, a prep texture of ribs, with fork, butter knife, cut, checking texture. Okay. There will also, it's going to be hosted by the Bigo scholars, which is myself, Tune Time, Sister Dee, and Sister Lorraine and Sister E. The letter E. So we call her E, y'all. Okay. The cooks will be Tune Time and Brother J-Mo and Brother ODC.
Okay. J-Mo about to start cooking his shit.
Brother ODC Saucy, BBQ Saucy.
All right, man. I can dig it.
So I'm gonna make and I'm also gonna be I'm gonna put up the flyer and everything too as well, so that you can see it, brother. I'll send you a flyer as well. That way, if you know anybody else that might want to get on Bigo and check it out,
right?
Yeah, let them know. And Brother J-Mo and Sister Lorraine, ODC Barbecue Saucy will be cooks as well as Tune Time. Judges will be myself, Tony Real the God, Sister E, And I think okay, I don't think the other person was on. It was one more person. I think it was me, myself, and um I think Sister Toontime or Sister Lorraine. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so I know one of us is gonna be a judge and be cooking. I think it's Sister Lorraine because she was gonna be a judge and she was gonna be cooking. You know,
Okay.
so yeah, May 7th at 12 p.m. man, and 12 to 3. And I know on the East Coast that's gonna be what 11 for you. What's that? No, 1 for you or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So because I know if it's 12 for me, that'll be 1 for you. Right. Yeah. Because I'm central. Because if it's 12 for me, that'll be 1 for you.
It'll be. So if it's 12 in the afternoon for you,
okay. So I'm
it'll
saying
be
like
9. I'm. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm only I'm 2 hours behind from you. I'm East
okay.
Coast, like on from Cali to North Carolina is a 3-hour difference, or New York is a 3-hour difference.
Oh, okay. Okay, so so 12 for me. What time would that be for you then? If you 2 hours behind, 2 or 3 hours behind,
10.
you 10 in the morning.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Cause see you over here, and then I forgot that other people
Yeah.
be. I
Yeah,
look
we
at man.
spread out.
I don't know how to time shit out, y'all. You know, I'm gonna let y'all have that shit. Oh, you know, I'm from now on. To say we starting at fucking this time central. Okay, that's all I know is the central time. I don't know nothing about the Pacific, the East. All I know is that. So whatever time that is for you, please figure that out.
All right, I'll figure it out. It's good. Yeah, just send me that flyer. I got it from there.
Yeah, help me, man. Shit, I don't know. Shit.
It's all good.
Somebody told me, they say, man, you can get you a paper or something. That shit. I'm like, I ain't gonna understand it. He's like, what? I ain't gonna understand it. It's just the time. Like, no. I'm not gonna be fucking with these time zones. And look here, all I know is sun up, sun down, and my time zone central. That's it. That's it.
That's right. That's all you need to know.
I'm just saying, I would rather leave that to the people that really gives a damn about the time zone. Okay,
that's right. That's right.
So if I go to another country, and let's just say it's about 4:00 p.m. daytime, you know what I'm saying? But over there at 4:00 p.m., it's dark than the motherfucker. I'm gonna be up all night. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I don't give a damn about the time. Right. Why you ain't sleep? Well, shit, it ain't time yet. It ain't nothing 4:00 in the afternoon.
That's right.
And be knocked out in the middle of the day the next day. Well, shit, it's about 12 a.m. They ain't trying to get up yet, you know. So yeah, I ain't one for the time zones and stuff, man. Now, who is this? Who is this?
All right.
Oh, Miss Psych YOLO. Okay, I don't know what that means.
What's going on, Psych?
Yeah. Dope, huh? You know,
she. That's my home.
Yeah. Oh, she mean hello.
Yeah, that's Psych. That's my homegirl there, man. Yeah, she's
okay.
Yeah.
What she mean by YOLO?
Yeah, like hello, yo, what's up? You know, that's her way of saying hi.
Well, you know what, YOLO? I said YOLO. You know what, Psych? Let me tell you something. You know, hey, I know you got. It sounds like you got your own conformative language. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I speak English, and I don't know what that means. I thought that was Spanish for a second. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know what the hell that is. I said YOLO. What the hell is that? Somebody talking about drugs on my damn shit? What the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Now
they call it yayo. Yeah.
You know, consider the fact that somebody else was in the room with him, and you know, hey. You just speaking to him, but I was in here too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell that means. What you mean, YOLO? I'm about to kick the shit out your ass.
She's good people. She's good.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. You say you only live once. Yeah, that's what's good. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But you know, next time just put it in the comments just like this. You see on the screen. You only live once. See, that way I know what you're talking about. Okay, that's just how my shit work. I'm sorry. All these abbreviations.
I like that though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah, you only
I just
live
make a
once.
song.
All right.
Hey, do you YOLO? Well, I be fucking this shit. Put it in the comments like that for me next time, baby, because I ain't get it. I didn't. You know, I ain't ashamed to say it. I ain't fucking get it. I
It's
ain't
all good.
I ain't get it. I ain't get it. Shit. You know. Oh well, we can go ahead and get out of here, man. See, now we just chilling and talking. Now, y'all, this is what we do,
It's
y'all.
all
This is
good.
what we do, man. We
That's
chill.
right.
We
That's
talk.
right.
You know, when we're not teaching, or matter of fact, when this brother not teaching, or when we're not, giving
Oh man,
advice, or when we're not working, when we're not,
man,
when we just chilling, this is what we do, y'all. We just be talking and having fun and and chilling, man. So
absolutely.
and the show been over, y'all, to be honest with y'all. We just kicking it right
Yeah.
now. The show been over. We just kicking it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we just
you know
kicking
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you want to get out of here, brother? You want to go ahead and close
Yeah.
real quick?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and close real quick,
All
man.
right.
I just want to say this to everybody. Thank you guys for showing up, number one, man. The most important thing that you could ever give anybody is your time. Because you can't get that back. You can make money back and everything else. So I appreciate everybody. Respect to those people that I know. Psych, my man. I know my man JMO's in the building. And Marsha was in the building. For all you guys that came in to the show, thank you guys for showing, and for everybody that I probably forgot. Goddess Nor, if you're in there too, to the building. Respect to you too as well. My closing remarks will be this in regards to everything that has been discussed, everything that has been talked about in regards to fear. Fear, family, is something that wants your time. It wants your time. Now, I want you to think about that, because your time is the most important thing you'll ever have. And when that time is gone, you can't get that back. So if you entertain fear, regardless of what form it comes in, regardless of where you may find yourself in life or wherever you may fare, if you happen to deal with adversity and trauma and past hurts, issues, and needs that you have not resolved, these things will continue to plague you and will continue to stagnate you and confront you in the night watch until you decide that you're just tired of it, and you decide that you don't want to live in that particular energy field, and you completely step out. When a man or a woman is tired of being in a room, they simply get up, open the door, walk out the door, and close the door. Or they just stay in the room. No more excuses. You're responsible for your life, family. Let my life be the exemplification that fear is here. It's right here. Remember, the potential can be there, the danger can be there, but the reality will be your truth. So, with that being said, safeguard the commandments, be bold in the face of your enemies, and live at peace with all men the best that you can. And there are many laws in this world. There are many things that will lock you down. Create your own laws and live by them. And do the honorable thing, and don't make excuses to be a victim. That's all I have to say.
All right, brother. And he is right.
Yes.
Do not make excuses on being a victim. Please don't. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? A lot of times, a lot of y'all tend to do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Hmm.
I'm a victim. Well, shit. You played your part, though, didn't you?
Yep.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all got a lot out of
Uh,
that. And
yeah.
I'll close with this. I'll say this. Fear is a real thing. Okay, like my brother said earlier, it doesn't have a physical form, but it is real. You
Hmm.
feel it. Okay, you feel it. You know how when you get afraid and look here, don't be acting like y'all just all bold and tough and anybody give a damn about none of that shit. Be real for a second. You know how when you get afraid and you can kind of feel it through here. You can feel it through here. You can feel it kind of like that tightening or that coldness or that chill or that on the or up your back. Like that's the fear. Your body is preparing itself. You know what I'm saying? It's putting up its
Right.
defenses. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the fear
Correct.
that you feel. You know what I mean? So that's why I decided to close with saying, letting y'all know that, man. You know what I'm saying? You can be afraid of all kinds of things. All right. But what I'll say to you is this: learn to stand up to the fear inside of you, look it in the eyes and tell it, I will not be afraid anymore. Because the fear that you have can be the reason why you develop the confidence that you have today. All right. So love yourself.
Respect.
Take care of yourselves.
All right.
We love y'all. And
Yes.
we finna get out of here, man. All right.
All right, man.
You know,
Peace.
we out. Peace.
Peace.